So, what are they planning on taxing you for? Well, let's shed a little light and spare a thought for those living down under in Australia. Now, we've been talking about Australia on this channel for over 10 years. So, we're not a bandwagoner talking about the Commonwealth because this is the voice of the Commonwealth. Anyways, what is happening? Well, let's get to it and show you guys what's going on down under. So I don't know if you guys remember, I made a video a few days back called "They're going to tax us to death," and if you go back a few years, the housing market, they're going to just keep taxing property owners. Toronto taxed to death, like more and more. We've been talking about this. This is not new news here on this channel. This is kind of something that goes way back almost 10 years. And what are they taxing, or what are they potentially thinking about taxing Australians? And we brought this up. Somebody's watching Mike in the Night in Australia because we actually discussed this in depth where we were talking to a caller and they said, and I told them, they're just going to be taxing people by the kilometer. Watch.
Card. The New South Wales government has a plan to charge you for it.
Distance-based tolling means that Western Sydney families will pay more.
The future transport strategy, labelled sensitive, New South Wales Cabinet leaked to 9 News, says network-wide distance-based pricing...
What a bunch of crap. Now, taxpayers are paying these people to make up these laws to enslave them.
...should be investigated to reshape travel behaviour. That means they're looking at charging you per kilometre, regardless if it's a suburban street or big motorway.
So what they're going to do is now, when you start your car, there's ways that they could obviously know through computers and GPS and all that stuff where you're going, where you went, who you visited, and they're going to just track that. And that's why they want to have this surveillance system. We did a Mike in the Night a few episodes ago of surveillance ramp up, because they've been ramping up surveillance, especially in Australia. When we did that 2018, we did Big Brother in Darwin, where they were rolling in these surveillance cameras into Darwin, Australia, where government officials from Darwin, Australia went to China to look at the software and social media, social credit scores and all that stuff. So Northern Australia is already indoctrinated into knowing where you're going. So they could easily they have ways of doing it now, because since the last 2 years of the fiasco that we had, they've basically worked infrastructurally to cyber take us over, or to basically shut us up, and to also basically track us and know everything that we're doing from when we wake up to when we go to bed. So this is what's happening there. So I've been talking about people getting out of these big cities in Australia, and there it is. My opinion from 5 years ago: get out of Sydney. It's going to get harder for the average wage earner to get into anything. The same thing is happening in all of Canada, major cities, with 2 million plus population. So we've been talking about this for ages. Look, Australia is selling itself to the highest bidder. Again, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom and the blue states of America have been selling themselves off to the highest bidders. And now they're going to have to find ways to make that up, or make that money of the lack of home sales to foreign investors, because foreign investors are no longer Australia. Chinese are no longer investing in Australia. So there it is, so... Wow, Australia clamps down on money laundering. Chinese retreat from Australian property market 4 years ago. So they've created this problem in Australia. And there it is. Westpac fines over money laundering breaches 23 million occasions in 1 year. 23 million occasions. 23 million money. That's like 1 every 13 seconds. So, or 1 every 21 seconds or something. I don't even know the math. But it's a lot of money laundering breaches. Impoverishing. Money laundering by foreigners, destroying housing affordability. Again, and this is something that ties to the situation we're in today, because they're going to have to find ways to fill their coffers. Cities lost a lot of people. Cities, mass exodus. You can look it up across the channel. There's hundreds of videos of mass exodus of people from major cities in New Zealand, Australia, the United Kingdom, blue states of America. Canada, Canadians leaving to America. So you're getting more and more of this mass exodusing. And what is it causing? It's causing a problem, because there's a lot of empty condos, empty homes, like even in King County, Seattle, same problem, where you have all this emptiness. But these cities still need to make that money to pay for whatever they're paying for these stupid ideas they keep throwing out. So what are they going to do? They're going to keep attacking the people in the on the motorways now for hitting them up for chump change and hitting people up. It's not going to be much time before you're going to start to see a lot of people that were independent, heavily educated homeowners that are going to be on the side of the road playing a guitar with a hat on the ground asking for spare change. It won't take much long. It's not going to take much longer for that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Has the mass exodus of people leaving major metropolis cities caused a ripple effect within the governance that there's no one to tax there anymore, or because it's all empty shells? You can look up, we did independent videos of discussing empty cities across the Commonwealth and how it's creating this destruction. And then it's the taxpayer, middle class person that built the infrastructure that's going to have to basically pay for the rest of their enslavement. I hope I said that right. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say here. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.